What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary.
First thing, what I want to see and understand from you, Sep, is I don't know how you were studying 10 minutes before, and now you're here by my side with suit jacket on and everything. Man, you sure do clean up nice, don't you? Goddamn. Mhm. I genuinely can't imagine that a double nine stuck actually happens here, though, because remember, Sep, this is the finals. This NJCU going up against Bay State. So we have to be able to take in all the factors that are currently present within our timeline. Now, I know our first match is almost up and ready as well and getting ready to go on that, but the thing that we have to be able to be noted is this, my friend. Okay, number one, we got to look at, the all rosters coming into it. And thing number two, consider the history of both these teams. These guys have had some extremely dominant performances, and some of their players have put, I'm sure, the fear of God into the people that they face within so many of our lobbies that we have been in. Right now, I know we were mentioning the couple of villager players that we saw before, along with the Captain Falcon that we are potentially sees here today, but across the board, as of right now, I am curious, but if anything, I am anticipant of the either brawl we might see or absolute destruction I am here to witness. Oh no. That's okay, my friend. Now, Seth, if you are muted, I'm gonna try to see if we can somehow figure out ASL just as we go along with this. So perhaps we can connect on a different medium. All right, cool. So all right. So Sep, if you really like eating dirt, go ahead and do this for me.
I think I'm unmuted now, but even if I wasn't, I do know ASL, so it truly wouldn't have been the end of the world for a little while there. But
that's
when we went off screen, it would have been a real issue because I would have no form of communication. But hopefully things are figured out on this end. As I said, I didn't say anything that Ravish hasn't already. I'm Septilence, that's Ravish. We've got New Jersey City University going up against Bay State, so it's going to be the grand finals, the two teams we have left, a traditional best of three. I just told a funny story about how 10 minutes ago I was studying for a final for an exam that I have, and now I'm here in a suit jacket with Ravish. So it's been a weird evening for me. I think it's going to be even weirder, but Ravish, I think you brought up a great point. There was some crazy villager gameplay we saw. There's some crazy Captain Falcon gameplay that we've seen in the past. Will we have one of those players here today? That's the real question. Is somebody going to show up and 9 stock? Is this going to be just one person's world and we're all living in it, or are we going to go all the way to the end of that game 3?
Now, you know what? I wish I'd also gotten the memo about the whole suit jacket, because I'm like, my mom got me this hoodie. It's just, I understand, but I was like, my mom got me this yesterday. I was like, I want to show this off.
It's a nice hoodie, to be fair.
And dude, it says majored and cool.
That's awesome. That's
hard. And my mom said she got it from me because she thinks I'm cool. So nobody can touch me today. Absolutely nothing.
That's so cute. Ravish's mom told him he's cool. He's honestly untouchable. That's the end game for all of us, is to have our moms tell us that we're cool. But we're going to be jumping in just a bit here. I think the players are readying up. And again, I said this while I was muted, but a huge shout out to these players. They've been so kind and so patient and waiting while we figured out a lot of tech issues. They have been nothing but kind and considerate of us being able to fix all this out. But like I said, I was muted, but I'd rather start a broadcast with few to no tech issues rather than try to jump in and solve things as we go. So a huge shout out to all of you guys at home for waiting and just helping us, or being patient while we figured out all these problems. But it looks like they're going through bans right now, and I always feel like we're just going to end up on PS2. The ban system almost feels useless because almost every time we start in PS2.
I mean, PS2 I find just makes sense, right? It's just
Yeah,
the most,
absolutely.
it's just the most natural go-to for so many of these players. In fact, I remember we've even had many a gentleman PS2 come out throughout this weeks, but this is the final, so I don't know if it is time to be friendly and it's time to take people down. It's time to bury them and get all that sweet prize money for you and represent your school. But also sportsmanship is really important, and it'll be nice to people that you are definitely up against, right? But yeah, like you said, Seth, it's mad important just to make sure that we get things going smoothly. Because if you're a fan of the VCT, we don't want any tech pauses here.
Absolutely. And Ravish, a small spoiler, we were right. The last message in the chat says, all right, go PS2. So I think I know where we're going to be starting. I've got a little bit of a hunch, and we should talk about who is going to be making an appearance, of course, for these teams. On the side of NJCU, we have Infinite, and on the side of Bay State, we've got Anarchy. So 2 names, 1 word. I love to see it. A lot of competitive nature going to be coming out here, but Infinite, it would be hysterical if they were an Ice Climbers player, because you can't Infinite in Ultimate, but back in the Melee days, there were some terrifying Ice Climber combos. But realistically, I think we're going to be seeing a little more traditional heroes, some characters in the meta. I'd be surprised if we saw anything way out of left field here.
Yeah, dude. Gone are the days where people could get wobbled. And I don't want that happening anymore, ever, anywhere at all. No, you don't. No,
you're right. I know
you don't. It's literally just the worst thing on the planet. It is, bro. Imagine being pinned up against the wall and saying, "Hey, you want to die or do you want to die?" Cool. Yeah. How about I choose die? No, man. There's nothing going to happen anymore. But I believe we're almost ready to go here, my friend. Let's get our first match underway.
Yes, here we go. Let's see what's going to be brought to the table here. Joker v. Greninja. So the Greninja, definitely an unusual choice, but by no means, an unconventional one. We see Greninjas every now and again. It's going to be a lot of momentum coming out early on. Infinite trying to find a couple of combos, and it looks like we're going to see Anarchy immediately trying to counter back. The interesting thing about both of these characters is they're not necessarily the heaviest hitters, right? Except when Arsene comes online, but when Infinite doesn't have Arsene, at most you're doing maybe 15% in a hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about too, because I find Infinite should be looking for a lot more spaces right now, but it's exactly what I expected coming after the Greninja player. It's going to be playing very, very aggro, but there's the Arsene you were talking about as well. So, but the biggest thing is yet again, he has to hit hard, and he's going to, but the point is that he has to hit first, Seth.
You've got to hit at all. Arsene already halfway gone and only a single hit going to be landed so far. Joker's big brother shows up, but it looks like he's just going to talk a lot more than he's going to fight. There's going to be some action now. Still 50% separating the two players. Anarchy with the forward air is going to be able to find that first elim. Infinite, though, we're in a situation where every elim counts. So you want to get your opponent down to as few stocks as possible to help your teammates out down the line.
And finally, Infinite gets space that's so desperately vying for, though. But the issue currently as of right now is that Witch Doctor isn't even at too bad of a percentage, only kind of racking up around just around 95. But it's becoming a little bit more precarious as you go on throughout, because Infinite as of right now just seems to be just kind of playing shield keep away.
Yeah.
Almost the entire time he's all right, cool. Maybe I'll dash you, I'll be fine, and then waiting for Arsene. But my fam, it's like that small hits count.
Yeah, so perhaps, a bit of a small brain caster comment here, so maybe I'm wrong. But personally, Infinite is playing a lot the way that Zelda players tend to play, especially in Ultimate. You've got to play slow, you've got to zone out, and you've got to go for hits, when you get the opportunity, rather than creating chances. You need to play a little more opportunistic, and that seems to be what Infinite's trying to do here. As we can see, about to be 2 stocks in a deficit. It's not really working out quite like they'd want, but if Anarchy walks away with a 3 stock, that is really going to hurt NJCU down the line. So Infinite, new goal, find a single stock to help your teammate down the line.
Yeah, it's literally that's all he has to do as of right now, just to make sure things go his way. No way,
back air.
Okay, get to the recovery, but I don't know for how much longer. Witch Doctor's 123, just one good little side smash. We might be able to get the stock, but no!
Even a dash attack.
Just something, bro.
Literally, just to land a move that isn't, that neutral A, or just the bad hit of a forward air. But now we're going to see a lot of ability coming out from Anarchy here. Goes for that back air once again. Went for an up air to find a couple of percentages if they were able to kill off the top. But the blast zone on the top of PS2 isn't as low as a lot of people may think. I believe it was actually changed between this and Smash 4. I'm not positive on that fact, but it doesn't matter because we're not worried about the top blast zone. It's going to be Anarchy walking away with a 3-stock victory over Infinite. Just clean as a whistle.
from what it seemed like throughout the entire match, Infinite just seemed a little bit out of his element, right? You could see him trying to find the space to be able to land just like a couple of little spacing attacks, try to rack up a limited percentage, but more often than not, it was, all right, shield, dash, try to run away, shield, jump, try, dash, maybe land one hidden, but nothing really seemed to click. There were no, like, really forward strings. And even with Arsene, it's almost the entire time, the Greninja had him on such a fence that it's almost as though he was watching somebody else play the game.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be really curious to see. And Ravish, I don't remember if I was talking with you about this. It might have been Kilomiles, but we were talking about how I'm an Olimar player in this game and how that almost gives me a bit of a leg up because people aren't at home practicing their Olimar matchups, right? So maybe we just saw that same thing happen there with Greninja. Like I said, not super unconventional, but definitely not common. He's not a popular character to go up against, so maybe Infinite just didn't know the matchup very well. I know I certainly wouldn't. If a Greninja shows up against me, I'm probably getting 3 stocked as well, but I'm curious to see if, is that a little bit of just not knowing the matchup working out super well for Bay State?
Now, I remember Killer Miles made fun of me for being a Lucario player. He called me gimmicky. So, I mean, like, I'm just saying, Miles, like, although I may be gimmicky, but I may be thinking like, hey, yo, nobody's really practicing their Lucario either. So both of us may have the advantage, but I know a character that I see on the ladder a lot is that Palutena. So yeah, we'll see. Perhaps we can get a little bit of that mix-up coming into this.
Yeah, Palutena likes to hang out around the upper echelon of the meta, so to speak, in Ultimate. Ever since she's been released, she's really been at least a top 10. I believe right now she's hovering around that top 10 as well, just in terms of character playability and how often they're played. Palutena, an incredibly common character to see, but we've got to keep in mind that Witch Doctor from NJCU is in a one-player deficit. NJCU as a whole is in that one-player deficit because Anarchy was so unbelievably powerful with that playstyle earlier.
Yeah, they're in such a dominant spot, right, going out throughout this. So I imagine, like you're saying, just like for the positivity and emotion must be running high for them as of right now. And continuing forward, the Witch Doctor is just, in a word, continuing to land every single hit that needs to count. Like, that was so well done for him, the way he's played around Palu.
Yeah, 100%. Able to find that momentum immediately out the door is going to be super helpful here. And I believe it's going to be a little bit of that forward air nature. Oh, goes for a bit of an overcommit, but Greninja's recovery, wow, actually didn't even matter because unfortunately there's going to be a bit of a pineapple there in the middle of that. And that's really going to hurt because if this Greninja walks away with a double 3 stock, turning this around isn't going to be impossible, but by golly, it's going to feel like it.
I mean, remember we were talking a little bit about before, is this going to be another just absolute kingdom that we are here to witness for another player? But okay, I was a nice little bounce, at least getting the first stock out of it. But for Witch Doctor, though, he hasn't seemed to need more than 2 or 3, so maybe he's losing 1 stock going forward in all these matches might just be what is prevalent for this player. But before right now, Forever has to be able to find the way to slow down the pace of the game. Okay, man. Oh my God,
I always get nervous. Right there, I always forget about the recovery. Now you can recover afterwards. It always reminds me of the Captain Falcon side B where you can't recover immediately afterwards. I always get worried about that, but Greninja's recovery also way larger, so plenty of time to get back into the swing of things. Goes for that 2-frame into the forward smash, I believe, but wasn't quite able to find that lineup. Now, 2 stocks to 1. We see a bit of momentum here as they're really trying to find this. They want to take this Greninja down.
You gotta make something happen, though. But, I mean, Forever seems to be doing a pretty decent job of it. They managed to find some pretty solid hits, but he's getting bounced around with Witch Doctor. I mean, that same little aggro style, waiting for his chance to pop in and then land just another strong hit that could possibly end this match.
One more strong hit could end this match, and it could end the stock on the other side of this Greninja if they were able to find any kind of positive hit that would really work out well. But I feel that Witch Doctor or Anarchy, whatever their name may be, this Greninja has felt like they were in the driver's seat the whole time, and that does seem to be carrying over as we are going to come to the end of it. That is going to be 6 stocks taken, only 1 stock lost. So right now, an incredible showing so far.
Yeah, if this trend continues forward, then, this might be a very fast game.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm willing to hold my breath because we've seen this happen before, and sometimes teams decide, this guy did a little bit too well. I also want to play the game, and then things tend to shake on up. But for now, we're just waiting to see if, as this player comes in, what they kind of congregate about. And I think possibly will he take it to this Greninja because he seems just so down. Witch Doctor has to be feeling himself.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be just top of the world right now. It's been some great momentum so far. You've basically carried your team into an almost winning position at the beginning of this. And, if you walk away with this first win, that's going to be huge. But if you can find even a second one, carry this momentum forward is going to be, a chef's kiss perfect for the team. But you know how I stand on that as well. I do like to see others play. I do like to see other teammates make an appearance. So it would be nice if the Greninja did somewhere along the line lose a match simply so we can see some of their teammates make an appearance here in these grand finals.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Substance wants the other teams to lose. He's actively rooting up against the players that are winning. An enemy of progress. Tragic when we have it here on the desk. But I kid, but I can say it. It's kind of nice. But hey, that's also why we had BO3 right now. Although the Greninja mad strong right now, there is a little bit of buffer time just to make sure that the players can load on up going into the next match. We'll have to see if their opponents can perhaps bring out something different. Because I imagine they're all like, all right, guys, what's happening here?
Yeah. Absolutely, and this is going to be that watch out. It looks like we're going to not PlayStation 2. It looks like we're going to Pokemon Stadium 2 for the third time, if that chat led me in the correct direction. And you've got to wonder why they continue to choose it, as Anarchy is clearly comfortable there. We've seen them take 6 stocks in the time they've lost 1. If we're playing with that statistic, they're going to take all 3 of these, losing another one. They've got 2. So if they lose 1 stock, it's really not the end of the world. But Kazuya has that DLC privilege, a very strong character, can hit 12 times and do 50-something%. So, we're going to have to see a bit of a play style change from this Greninja because I don't think he's allowed to get as aggressive without getting punished.
No, he's not at all. Like, considering up against Kazuya, right? He loves his close range battles, so we're gonna have to see Witch Doctor play this game a little bit more like how he played up against Joker, right? Not as aggro, but choosing his small moments to go in, be really specific about what he's doing, and then really just take it to this guy who throws stuns off volcanoes.
Yeah, perfect tie-up on percentage there for just a moment, 27-27, but now an immediate trade going to come through. So for the first time in a long time, we're seeing our friend Greninja in a bit of a percent deficit, which becomes more and more important as we remember he's down an entire stock for the time being, and that's something to take into consideration. You can find this first stock on Kazuya that can really work out well, but if you end up losing your first before he loses anything, it's going to spell a bit of disaster. However, there's 6 additional stocks in the back pocket of, I believe, Bay State right now.
And you also will not get these stocks as easily out of Kazuya either because he's a little bit heavier. His recovery is actually pretty solid as well, considering just how far he can jump up just like that, right? So he is more than likely, he should more than likely be able to cover from a lot of the hits going over at Greninja, but both of them right now, very, very high. So either one of these could take the first stock in between them. There we go. That's a nice little hit, misses the laser, but Witch Doctor has to really time his moments or else he might be in for a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's certainly in a bit of a pickle, realistically. They're able to keep their percentages tied up, which would be great if they were both in 3 stocks, right? But just that additional stock guaranteed in the way we play these crew battles is really going to hurt. But going to be some great DI there from Kazuya to keep himself alive. 143-150. Last hit scenario, grabbing it, probably up throw, but talked about those blast zones last game. Not close enough to up throw a character like Kazuya, especially at only 160. Oh my goodness.
Kazuya turns it around, bro. Knees him off the face. A PS2 right away, and managing to stay alive at 161 is such a huge deal as right now, considering.
There it is.
I take back everything I was about to say. Never mind.
I was just about to say as well, if this Kazuya walks away with 3 stocks, all of a sudden things might feel winnable, right? We see Witch Doctor take 6 stocks, only losing 1. Could this Kazuya do the same? However, you've got to get through at least 1 more stock. A great combo right now. Witch Doctor has not been able to use an input in about 10 seconds. That is going to keep them in a really tough spot. 124, the 2-frame going to be missed out by Kazuya here, trying to keep the matchup alive, but Witch Doctor in such a difficult spot. 1 grab, I think a throw in any direction from Kazuya right now is probably going to kill.
Oh, for sure, yeah. This is so done. It was not even funny. There we go. Finally lands the hit, and now he's gone, but just right on time for the match to finish. I hope you weren't too sad not seeing our faces, because you're about to see them again.
We're back on screen in just a matter of seconds, per the usual at the end of the round. But that is going to be, I mean, a really good matchup so far. NJCU, they struggled to find their footing, and Zig was able to do that. They're going to be able to pick up one stock, or they're going to be able to lose one stock, excuse me, taking out 2 from this Greninja. You have to get through 6 more, though. Possible, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a truly difficult thing to do. So NJCU, they've got a mountain ahead of them.
A mountain might be definitely an understatement, but the journey of 1,000 steps begin with one mountain. That's not right. But you guys get the point, bro. Long way to go. Small start. Go up. All right. Climb Everest. Base
Climb
camp.
the it.
Exactly.
You got this.
Start the thing. Do your stuff.
Go sports.
Gandhi always said, read books.
He did.
So,
That's true.
Bay State are feeling real good about themselves.
Yeah, 100%. Bay State, they're still in a very comfortable position, but NJCU, they're down, but they're certainly not out. We've got to keep in mind that there are more games after this. We're actually trying to get confirmation if it's a best of 5 or a best of 3, but either way, it's not a best of 1, right? So when this comes to a close, no matter how it ends, the other team is going to have plenty of time to try and turn this around and try to find their own footing. Witch Doctor, for the first time all series, going to leave the lobby, and I believe it's going to be Blue versus Zig here on this Kazuya.
Yeah. And the Kazuya that we saw previously a little bit, right? Hits very, very hard too. And you saw how evenly he was able to trade with Greninja. So we know that him as a Kazuya player likes to play very, very aggro. He's also going to likely go in for a lot of those throws, considering where you are. Those confirms around 100 are absolutely immediate and immaculate, considering how far you're able to go. And also, perhaps factoring a little bit on how light the characters are. But Ozzy, yet again, you also mentioned previously, all right, by just pressing A couple of times, racking up the damage too by 50-60% as well. So you have to look at a character that could probably space him well and just poke him out before trying to go in for the final hit.
I think a couple of characters here that could work out really well, but, this isn't going to be, I'm a caster for a reason. I don't know matchups super well, but just in my brain, kind of what we're talking about, I think characters that could work really well against this would be, weirdly enough, I think Piranha Plant could do really well here. The Batui would be a great utilization to interrupt any combo Kazuya wanted to bring out. I think anybody from Star Fox could work. Oh, let's go! My brain is gigantic! Oh my goodness. All right, so Falco going to be making an appearance here. I think this makes a whole lot of sense. That neutral B does, either 1 point something or 3 point something % per input. So if Kazuya just tanks a bunch of those early on, Falco's got some wild offstage kill moves. I'd love to see if they're able to utilize those here.
Dude, I was going to say Min Min is the absolute detriment to every single Shoto player, because you are not allowed to touch her. And so that makes it real tough for you to be able to get in anywhere close. But yeah, this already, I think, works up pretty decently. But Kazuya, that's a 45 and 3 hits. God damn.
Yeah, no, so we also have to look at a pretty interesting situation in the fact that Falco is notably faster than anything Kazuya is going to bring to the table. He's quick as lightning, and we can see that already. Blue going for a lot of short hop inputs there, but Kazuya does hit like a truck, as we just saw. We saw a 61% combo onto Zig, and then Blue got hit, 4 times and died? So it truly is going to come down to just how much of a combo can Blue find before getting killed in 4 hits.
This is interesting because you see that Ziglet is actually playing very much to the face, right on to Blue, trying to go for the stun hits, and you can try to bounce him off yet again and again. And this grab should do more than enough. I thought that might have actually killed. Laser doesn't land before now. He's gone. Yeah,
there it is.
He's done. So this is, my God, this is a thrashing.
Yeah, and Zig, we can already see why this Kazuya is the anchor, right? I mean, clearly making waves against BSC right now. Blue is trying their darndest to clean this up, and if Blue's able to find 1 stock, statistically, BSC can walk away with the win, right? If each player finds 1 stock, then they're going to be able to clean this up. And we haven't even seen the anchor on the side of BSC as well. This is the only player NJCU has left in the lineup, and 94%. By golly, I forgot about the knockback on that thing. The neutral B is going to be able to find purchase, and wow! The forward smash immediately into Blue's side B is going to clean that Falco up in just shy of 90 seconds. All 3 stocks gone.
That was one of the fastest matches that I've seen in my entire time commentating in all of these weeks. Of stock after stock after stock, you can see how Kazuya can be such a menace against characters like the Falco. But
100%.
Considering you were saying how he would have worked out pretty well, but he worked out pretty well if he was able to land on neutral Bs and get some of the lasers off. Did it give him a chance? Did it give him a second? And like the Greninja, you can see even the Kazuya, right? Likes to play super aggro, very much in your face, going for those small, consistent hits, and then the immediate kill switch, which is why they were so even in percentages throughout the first match. So with their anchor coming in, I do hope he has something prepared, locked and loaded and ready, or else, NJCU might make a huge comeback.
Yeah, NJCU, they are looking chef's kiss perfect so far, trying to find that comeback early on. But the anchor from the side of Bay State should, theoretically be their best player, the same way Zig has proven they may be the best player on the side of NJCU. And it's going to be interesting because Kazuya, like I talked about, has that DLC privilege where he's heavy, he hits really strong, he's a little bit slow, but he's got a full map coverage move as well. So he's really difficult to kind of find the cracks in his armor, especially against a well-rounded player like Zig has already proven to be. I think what Blue could have done separately there, and I think they struggled to find kind of the driver's seat at all. It felt like Zig was really in charge of that matchup. But if Blue could have found Kazuya off stage a little bit more, Falco's down air spikes incredibly easily. So if Blue was able to find that, I think Kazuya was up to 90, 80% at some point, and then the down air, his recovery is good. It's not that good. Should find the stock confirmed. So maybe next time around, if we see that matchup, Blue can try to play a little bit more off stage. I think that would work out really well.
Just being able to put him in uncomfortable positions, because Kazuya, all those recovery, great. He can't do a ton with it either, too. He's left in such an awkward spot because you go so high, but it's not even as though you can go right on the ledge either. More often than not, if you're playing off stage as well, he can be put in a very, very uncomfortable spot. So the more times you can do that, more times they can force him into just playing where he doesn't want to and having on stage control, then you might see that back and forth, and maybe the sides lean over to Bay State here yet again. So, but I'm simply just trying to theorize what could happen. Remember, like you said, small cash brain. I still think you should Min Min.
Min Min's not a bad choice, honestly, and especially because our next stage, small spoiler alert, but the players know this, so it doesn't matter. Our next stage is going to be small battlefield. Now that makes me think, and again, small caster brain, we'll probably be saying that a lot in our theories this evening, but that makes me think we're going to be seeing somebody that is projectile based. Maybe one of the links, perhaps, I think could work really well. Those bombs interrupt any combo. One of the Belmonts as well. I'm not particularly fond of the Belmonts because the recoveries aren't great against Kazuya, but the projectiles, if they can land them. Ravish.
I got it. He should play Snake. He should totally
not a bad
play
idea.
Snake. Like on small battlefield, dude.
Another Star Fox. I was right the first time. My brain is huge. I knew it all along. It's going to be interesting because we just saw what happened to Falco. Now, Wolf's a little bit heavier, but he's also a little bit slower. And the only real advantage I felt that Falco had over Kazuya was that speed. But, maybe we're going to see Myas go for just pure, raw aggression.
And considering with the way that both of the matches that plays out for Ziglet, 100%. Because both these guys are going to want to trade hits until one of them is at 100, and then suddenly somebody's off the field. So, exactly as we loaded the match, we're seeing exactly that. But a big whiff, which is Ziglet, but not punished at all by Myas.
Yeah, no punishes coming out quite yet. And Myas has got to be in a bit of, I'm not going to call it uncomfortable, but unprecedented territory here. There were so many players from Bay State at the ready to come through and find these kills onto one more player, and nobody's been able to do that yet. So Myas, I'm not going to say scared, but perhaps a little nervous just going into this engagement, especially as Zig is just over that 100%, which is going to make him even stronger. Oh, but the air dodge the wrong way. Whew. Okay, going to be able to clean that up with that recovery. NJCU, no SDs quite yet.
Yeah, no, he's doing fine for now, but I like the way that Myas is playing. And like you said, although he's not as fast as Falco, this is how I would have liked to see Falco actually play. Like using his speed to his advantage, dodging around the Kazuya a lot, and trying to just punish just what Ziglet wants to do, which is one, try to land as many big as possible to try to cover the space, and then it's going to the back, land a couple of pops, and then you're out yet again.
Oh, no.
A really annoying play stop, but we've seen this before. Misses the grab, and all the recovery.
That's the problem. That's the problem with Wolf. That's what I was scared about, is you don't have the recovery and the side B. They aren't going to work the same way that the other Star Fox players will. Not all three of their recoveries are garbage. They're considered some of the worst in the game, but that side B that Fox and Falco are able to utilize that goes a little further than Wolves can save them many a time. It's going to be 2 stocks each, 171 for Zig here, but the kill confirms, just not making an appearance quite yet. A whiff, but no punish. They both whiff back to back. Goes for that funny fist, but not quite able to land it the second time. Landed it once already for that first stock. Myas, I don't want to say getting desperate, but we can see almost the panic in this player's change of play style.
Yeah, because you can see how Myas is point, like you saw coming into it, he's very calm, cool, and collected. He knew exactly how he had to play. And there we go. Although he gets kill confirmed, it's still at 45. So with these next 2 stocks, he has to at least be able to get to 100 and try to go for the confirm.
Yeah, one more stock is separating BSC, Bay State, from winning that first round. We have gotten confirmation this is a best of 3, so whoever walks away with this will only need 1 more series to walk away grand finals champions. But Zig, I mean, down a stock, but we've seen what Zig can do without losing a single stock. So it is really up to Myas. The utilization of the Bs right there, those neutral Bs, is exactly what we wanted to see from that Falco earlier. And I've got to say, Myas is doing a phenomenal job just not standing still. And against Kazuya, I think that's incredibly vile.
Yeah, dude, yeah, he just keeps bouncing on the entire stage. Although small battlefield is like a little bit softer, I would have pursued. Oh, wait, that wasn't too bad. This could be a possibility. Can knock him out. He recovers from it. But that hold that 100.
Oh my goodness, absolutely phenomenal move there from Zig. We saw Myas miss the 2-frame, and that could have found the stock onto Zig, but Zig has tied things up 1-1, 109% difference between these players right now. Myas is in a really tough spot because 100% on a lot of other characters is pretty much a kill confirm, but Kazuya, sometimes he just refuses to die.
It makes sense if you play the Tekken games. He always has to come back alive after we throw in the volcanoes just so many gosh darn times.
Yeah, throw me in a volcano once, shame on you. Throw me in a volcano twice, shame on me, you know what I mean? So Kazuya definitely does not want to go down here. 119, and Myas is struggling to find an engagement, but what they've been doing, which I've really liked, is when they can't get close, they just neutral B, and that's going to cover at least 2 of Zig's options to escape. If Zig jumps, Myas can catch it out, but now 85%. Last stock, almost last hit going up against Kazuya at 90%. This is really going to come down to who finds that pivotal play, that crucial move next. Another 2-frame attempt, going to miss it as the recovery is a little slower than expected. Myas really struggling to find that engagement, reaching 100%, picks up a little bit of damage, 170 onto Zig, and the 2-frame finally lands. Third time is the charm, and Zig goes down. Myas is going to be able to do what the other Bay State players could not, and guarantee that first victory for the team here in Series 1. Only 1 series to go.
I believe Ziglet and W Witch Doctor almost got the exact same number of stocks, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, both of these guys definitely starting off as the strongest players on their team. So, going into the next match, I have to imagine they do change up the order in some way or another, because considering how Ziglet went in and considering how Witch Doctor went out, maybe we might see the anchor change, maybe not. Or maybe we've seen this is the best 3 finals. You have more Smash coming up too.
Yes, I believe.
Comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And and I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Grand Finals. We're going to be jumping in to our second series of the evening. It is a best of 3. This could be our last. This could be our second to last. Only the players can decide how far this goes. So it's going to be the same teams. Of course, we don't know the lineups yet. They are allowed to change them. But Ravish, I think you made a really good point there at the end, right before we threw to the break, is that I agree that the anchors are probably going to be swapped out. I think that's going to definitely be an appearance. I think Anarchy is going to be put in the last slot for Bay State. And then I think Zig may be the opener for NJCU. And I think that would be a huge impact, because if Zig can just walk to that third player, right, that really puts NJCU in a positive position to win this and take us all the way to that third series.
Yeah, because with Witch Doctor being having the kind of performance that he did, you do not want him to be eliminated first, especially
Right.
if it is Zig and him going just face to face, toe to toe, because that could infinitesimally decide the outcome of the entire match. Because if either one of them are allowed to move on with so much as even 2 stocks,
right,
things become, one might even say, anarchy. As things progress forward. I'm sorry.
It was a good one. It was a good one. Snap sport. I liked it. It didn't feel forced. It felt very natural. I'm a big fan of it, but I'm also really curious to see. Usually the further we get into these series, the closer the games get, because this could be the first time these players are playing against one another, right? But the more you play Smash, more than any other game, the more you play Smash with somebody, the more you learn their habits and their play styles and their character choices. It becomes easier to beat them down the line. It really does. So we're gonna have to see: did anybody learn fast enough? Was one game enough for somebody to think, oh, they roll get up every time, or oh, they air dodge every time, and then they can start reading those and look for some easier eliminations. But the players we didn't get to see as much of, that Palutena, I know that we didn't get to see a lot of Blue either. Those are going to be the ones that I'm really keeping an eye on in the second game, because those are the ones we still, even the other players, don't know much about.
Yeah, considering a lot of the matches in between them have not happened realistically, each one of these players has really only played it up against one person. Right. As things progress forward, right? So, except maybe just the two strongest who managed to clear out the entire roster. So, yeah, definitely, as things might shake out going into this match, it could be very, very interesting. Because although we didn't get to see much out of them, perhaps a disparity between the two, perhaps between the Palutena and starting to try to remember which other rosters we had. But yeah, going up against, let's say, like, Anarchy going up against Blue, or like say Myas and so on, right? With how they might stack up against the rest of NJ.
And I want to talk about as well that Kazuya that we brought up a lot. I mean, obviously Ziglet was just walking through the roster of Bay State, and I'm curious to see if there's any changes from Bay State to counter that Kazuya a little more effectively. During the break, I pulled up Kazuya's matchup chart, and a lot of what we were saying were his unfavorable matches, right? Min Min actually being his least favorable matchup in the game. So you were spot on with that, Ravish. And, something that I didn't think about bringing up, even as an ex-Pac-Man player. Pac-Man didn't cross my mind. I think he'd be a great counter for Kazuya, just because all those projectiles, the insane recovery, he can play off stage for ages. Kazuya doesn't have that same blessing. So will there be a swap from Bay State? As much as I would like there to be for their odds of winning this, Smash isn't the game where you can just pick up a different character in the middle of a set, right? These players are very rarely bringing out 2, 3, 4. It's usually a specialist in one character. That's what they carry all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm. And with the Pac-Man point you raised, I find it would have been interesting because Pac-Man needs those small bursts of just seconds, almost like Steve does as well within the game, to be able to find time to get out his fruits and go for his next setup, right? But we've seen the way Ziggler plays, he doesn't even allow his opponent a second to breathe, which is why you saw. Okay, wow. My point. This is what I didn't want to see happen, but
we're coming
in
hot. We are coming in hot. The best players statistically on both sides making a very early appearance, Anarchy and Zig. This may be a lag test? Yeah, okay. Looks like they're going for a bit of a lag test. They're going to try to make sure everything is appropriately lined up. And if this is the true first matchup, this is going to be an interesting one.
Man, yeah, I was saying before, like, hey, this is the outcome of this.
Oh, they picked the wrong stage on accident. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the outcome of this could be decided so very, very fast. And if either one of the players come out on top, then the other team has to be fearful.
Yeah. Absolutely, because these two, we saw both of them take 6 stocks out of 9 available on either side. Both of these two have eliminated 6 stocks in the enemy team. So for either of these teams, either of these schools to lose their top player, that first is really going to hurt the odds here. But we saw what Kazuya did to this Greninja earlier. There was a 1-stock deficit, but it was still slightly dominant. And I'm curious if Ziglet is going to carry that momentum further into this, or is this going to be a full tactical reset? Last time Anarchy was down a stock, right? Now we are clean across the board.
And back on PS2, here we go between them, right? We were saying about before about with Witchstock, with Anarchy, he played super aggro up against the Kazuya, and I learned to regret it because Kazuya just hits way more harder. And if he even manages to land even one of the grabs on him, right? Greninja isn't a very heavy guy. He works out a bunch, so he will just get tossed off the stage. And Ziglet has a lot of good opportunities to be able to match hit for hit, because especially with the way Anarchy is playing, just like that. My God, that was huge.
Yeah, and Greninja doesn't struggle as much for kill confirms as, say, a Pac-Man, right? But finding kill confirms is still very difficult, where for Kazuya, you can hit 7 out of 8 buttons and they're going to kill. And I think that's really where Ziglet gets the advantage here, where Anarchy has to find these forward airs, has to find these full charge neutral Bs, has to find these up airs into the top blast zone in order to walk away with that stock confirm. But, you know, already being down a full stock, maybe Anarchy can tie things back up if he plays his cards right.
I mean, he hasn't been doing too bad on this one either, because you saw just the way he's spacing it. He's trying to use as many long-range attacks as he can just to try to throw Ziglet off his game a little bit. Because you saw Ziglet wants to be up in his face and then go for those giant confirms, like just yet again with the consistent up, with those consistent up neutrals. But Witch Doctor's waiting for him to move in and just trying to punish. This is exactly how the Wolf played before. There we go. Just taking advantage of the big frame hits.
Yeah, I believe that was a forward tilt there from coming out from that Greninja, but I'm not quite sure. I just caught the end of the move there. But still, it makes a huge difference. And I've got to say, Anarchy forced into a position to play a lot slower than we saw earlier. And so far, it's working out. They're able to keep things tied up, especially in terms of percentage. And I'm waiting for one of those forward aerial chains that we saw from Anarchy, their favorite kill confirm time and time again. But you've got to be careful utilizing it because it becomes predictable at one point or another. And now we're in that situation where that stun is absolutely insane. Ziglet takes full control of it and finds that second stock. Witch Doctor, in a serious deficit now, has to play these cards right to succeed.
And you saw this how Ziglet actually got a lot of his stocks before, considering when he's going up against what's the base state. But I mentioned before about Kaiser's recovery, although a little bit static, very, very proficient on making sure he gets back up onto the stage. For now that he should be fine. No real edge coming out from Witch Doctor. That could be it, but a big hit for 36%. I thought it might have hit for like 50, bro.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's #1 goal right now is, of course, to take 2 stocks on Zig, but that seems rather unrealistic with these hits that this Kazuya has been able to find just like that. So Anarchy's true goal is to find that second stock. Make Zig go into the next game with only 1 stock, and there it is, a phenomenal job. If Anarchy walks away with the win here, that's going to be absolutely just top-tier phenomenal, but I think either one of these players moving into the next game probably won't walk away from it because they both have 1 stock, and it's going to be really hard to beat anybody else with just 1.
I mean, if you think about it, Witch Doctor, did manage to get almost 2 different players with without losing a single stock, right? So,
very true.
So both of you possible. Ziglet as well. To his credit, did the exact same thing. It's getting really close here. So either one of you guys can take it. They're both match percentage.
Kazuya's in such a more positive position, not only because Anarchy's in a slightly high. What? Oh my God, never mind. Oh my God, never mind. Okay, holy guacamole. Okay, Anarchy going to be able to find, I think it was a down air into immediate up smash that may have even been an up tilt, but whatever it was quick and it was unexpected. I don't think Zig thought it was going to happen either. As far as I'm aware, that is the first time that move made an appearance today. So that is going to be maybe that unpredictability. Didn't look for that kill confirm at all. Constantly looked for those up airs, and then all of a sudden, blink and you miss it. Greninja walking away with game 1 by the skin of his teeth. Anarchy's going to be able to take it with that final stock.
That was so well played. I thought for sure he would have been down because you saw too, as soon as Kazuya reached 100%, I got very, very worried personally because I was thinking like, yo, if Anarchy doesn't manage to slow down the pace of this game, or at least stay away from Kazuya, within the stages they're at, he was going to die.
Yeah.
Now, he did a solid job throughout the entire match, just bouncing Kazuya around and just taking advantage of a lot of the big frame, hits that Zig likes to go for. But this, I find, is very unexpected. So big shout out to Anarchy for just finding the smallest bit of second of opportunity. And Big Tree got the dub on that.
Yeah, 100%. And we talked about predictability as well. I was worried about, utilizing that forward air combo that I think it was like a double, triple forward air to get a kill. Became predictable along the way. And to be fair, it's hard to get out of even when you know it's coming because you have to DI out, which makes you further from the stage, so on and so forth. But Anarchy bringing out a move they have not tried to use once was a true wild card to be pulled. And I think it worked super, super well for Bay State. It keeps them in the lead by a single stock, but like you said, we saw this Greninja go through earlier and find 6 stocks before losing 1. So will we see a repeat of that? Who knows? But NJCU, they've got to be scared. They're down an entire series, and their best player was the first to fall. This is going to be a Herculean task to pull back.
Because this is the finals, right? As of right now, every single stock counts. And if Anarchy is feeling himself, then maybe they might not have as many stocks as they do possibly presume that to be in favor of. But I believe should be heading on in the next game, though.
Small battlefield.
Like you said, yeah, on small battlefield. So change this up a little bit. I believe this is actually where we saw Anarchy fall, but we'll see the same results happens yet again.
Yeah, and I believe it's going to be Hydra making an appearance for the side of NJCU. Going to be coming out relatively early here, and that's interesting because Hydra wasn't in the last set, wasn't in the last rotation, and that's something we didn't even think about, we didn't even talk about, is there's more than these 3 players, or there can be. I'm not positive how big these rosters are, but there can be more than the 3 we see in Game 1, so maybe NJCU pulls some rabbits out of hats, they pulled a couple of magic tricks down the line, and they're going to be able to walk away aggressive, but you know, let's see what they're able to bring to the table. It is that Palutena, so that's why we had that overlay error earlier. So we actually did see Hydra. I'm sorry, that is 999 forever. But either way, you know, Greninja v Palutena, Greninja's not in the most comfortable spot here.
No, he is not, but he did seem as though he was lying down on a couch just waiting for things to happen to him with the previous game that we saw in between them, considering how fast he was to take this. And Palu, a small battlefield, right? You even have even less space to try to space out more and more of your hits. Let's see how Hydra has adapted to this. And going forward, can Anarchy continue to have the same dominance up against them?
This is going to be a difficult matchup, especially because Palutena, a lot of her moves are pretty far-reaching. Now, they're not going to cover the entirety of small battlefield, of course, but there's a lot of places where she's really going to be able to sneak up on you. That auto reticle, that explosive flame, or especially her up air, as well as her nair. A lot of moves I can name here very powerful from Palutena, and I'm curious to see if Hydra can bring those to the table. Are we going to be seeing that expected Palutena nair train, or we're going to see a lot of action already? Looking really good, able to pick up a lot of momentum, 55%, but 1 hit, 2 hits from Anarchy takes you up to 38.
Yeah, immediately trying to make sure that things are as even as possible as between them. We see though that Anarchy not being given the chance to play as aggro as he was before. We saw previously the Hydra just took hit after hit after hit,
right,
and not able to find that Palutena space. Like you mentioned, this not able, although all their hits don't cover a lot of small battlefield, it's just still at least be able to land. A word I was not able to say previously.
Yeah, and Anarchy here is going to be really interesting because another kill confirm that Anarchy's used a few times, but not as consistently, is that teleport out into, I believe, looking for the forward air, possibly the back air. But it hasn't landed yet, but if it ever does, whoever's on the wrong side of it is probably going to lose that stock. So it's not exactly a true combo. It's not always a 0 to death, but when you're over 100% and Greninja hits you with a TP back air, that's probably going to kill. I mean, a forward air from center stage just took Palutena into the stratosphere. So to imagine what this Greninja could do with being even closer to the blast zone it needs a consideration. But Anarchy, I forgot they were at 1 stock, only able to find the 1. But hey, a stock is a stock, and now that stock from Anarchy has kept Bay State, in the lead.
Yeah, and I think Anarchy has done their job, right? They took
100%.
out Zig and even got a stock out of the Palu from Hydra. So with this task now over and done out of the way, we can now go into the matchups that we were mentioning previously before we entered the game that we were not able to see, right? Talking about that Falco, even the Wolf going up against the Palu too. So these are now all a possibility. And our final characters like the Falco and Wolf don't do too great. They're They might not be as fine, but you were mentioning one of the big things is a lot of those neutral bees, right? That can definitely try to match a little bit of the poke that we see with Palutena.
Yeah, Palutena, though, she does have that deflector as well, so you've got to be careful utilizing that neutral bee a little too consistently, because then she can really start to rack your own damage up against you. And you've made a great point here, is we didn't get to see a lot of this Falco last time because Kazuya just ripped his wings clean off his back and he wasn't able to do much there. But yeah, 90-second game, and Blue is probably going to have a little bit more consistent luck because part of the reason we talked about is Kazuya hits like a truck. Palutena, she's got a couple moves that do, but she's not going to find them as easily, which bides Blue more time to rack up those combos that he clearly is very comfortable with, knows very well. He was really walking in with them and getting a lot of damage on the board, but we're going to have to see if he's able to do that same thing up against Hydra again. Hydra as well, I want to say, having a much better series than they were able to last time. I believe they were one of the players 3-stocked by Anarchy last time around. So to find that first stock and only lose 1 in the process is huge.
Yeah, this is it is definitely, I find, a momentum shift task, right? Because considering they're able to stay behind, right? Considering they'll stay up for now, though, for New Jersey, we're mentioning that every single win is going to be a huge one, considering the deficit that they currently face themselves. And if this is the finals, you want to be able to show up. You want to be able to show your team and your school, yo, we're on this team for a reason. With those guys, we're top of the ladder. We're basically H-Box, but, you know, without playing Puff.
I love Puff. I can't play her to save my life, but I think she's so fun. Palutena's so much fun. I can't play it, though. I tried to play Game & Watch. I tried to play Puff. The only light character I can play competently seems to be Alf. I'd love to play some other ones, but I just can't figure it out.
I mean, look, man, like, I'll tell you what, bro. I'm mainly a Shoto player, and I like switching stuff with Lucario. And you know what? I even tried learning Dark Samus because I thought, hey, she might be fun. She's kind of meta-ish, and you know, people don't really play her. But like, yo, it didn't really work out. Because even with her, I tried with ZSS, and I just don't have the hands for it.
Something Samus related. Yesterday, I knocked down and stepped on and broke my Samus amiibo. So I'm truly devastated. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna glue it back together, but it was really unfortunate. I was like, oh, I'll just buy another one, and then I looked it up, and they're still $70. I won this one of the Smash tournament, like the year amiibos came out. It's the first amiibo I had, and I stepped on it and broke it yesterday. So I'm a little sad. I was a Samus player in Melee, so she's got a sweet spot in my heart.
Dude, a buddy of mine and like his sisters work for Nintendo. So just the amount of amiibos I see in their house, I'm like, you can make a fortune out of these.
Oh, I'm sure.
But speaking of fortunes, the prize money is something that they're also all desperately fighting for. So the stakes have to be high as you load into the next game.
100%. And actually, while we're still biding time for this Memple, I wanted to tell you a story earlier that I completely forgot. My last Melee tournament ever, I actually stopped playing Melee because I went 0-2, getting wobbled by Ice Climbers 2 times in a row. And that day I put down Melee, and I have never gone back. And that was probably 5 or 6 years ago that I couldn't bring myself to do it. I got double 3-stocked by Ice Climbers who 999 wobbled me. And I was like, I'll play a different game. I'll play something else. And I've never gone back to Melee since.
Well, hey, you'll be happy to know that wobbling isn't really a thing anymore. So you're fine. Yeah, at least maybe you go back to playing Melee. Dude, even in Melee, man. I used to play Kirby a lot too, and that transition over into Smash Ultimate. So I just couldn't find the overall rhythm with Kirby because I was a down B spammer. But none of these guys are, I'm sure. They all know how to play the game. And there was that Falco and Palu match that we was talking about before.
Yes, we've been waiting for them to get readied up here. We're trying to get everything figured out, but it's going to be Hydra v Blue. We've got to remember Hydra is going in with a 1-stock disadvantage, lost a stock to Anarchy, but was able to take Anarchy's final stock. Almost tied up, 1 stock separating these teams. And NJCU, they need this series win. That'll take us all the way to Series 3. This is a best of 3, so if Bay State walks away with a series win at the end of this one, tonight will be over. So NJCU, their backs are against the wall.
Indeed, my friend, but what do you do when your back is against the wall? You either break the wall or you try to push off
Nair train. It's gone. Sad. Able to hit a couple in a row there, but not able to land the full combo off stage. 70% though, that's what that Nair train can do if you use it correctly. Up to 80% now, and Hydra's hardly taken anything. 36%. Palutena's light, but she's not 36% KP light. You know what I mean? She's got to work for it. And Blue, that recovery had to land. I'm not going to say last frame, but last couple of frames perhaps, just barely able to make it back up. And Blue already 123%.
And now you're seeing why Palutena players are top of the ladder here. Like, I want to say antics like this are what just absolutely explode you all the way to the top, because although you can't do a ton so far, but look at this.
Amazing.
He didn't touch her for seconds. That's insane.
Yeah, this Palutena's been at 40, so, I mean, or 60, or whatever it was, 40 for like 30 seconds, I think. But it looks like Blue may have finally found his footing here. And I want to talk about as well that Kalos is a map that can work very well against and for Falco, depending on who is in control of the momentum. So while Hydra was just throwing him around like a rag doll, Blue wasn't able to do much. He wasn't able to utilize his aerials or anything of the sort. But with the placement of the platforms on Kalos, Falco has a lot of great opportunities to set up those aerial combos to kill off the side blast zones. So if Blue can continue to stay kind of in the lead, in charge of who's dealing the damage, he should be able to find a couple of wild plays onto Palutena, but the explosive flames into auto reticles is just going to make it so hard to get close enough to land these combos we know Blue loves so much.
But he has to respond within a second. Oh my god. You're at 125. Like, Blue has to get at least 1 stock here, because like, if we're looking over at Bay State, you know, then just the Wolf is next, and he's gonna have a fair bit of tasks in front of him, considering he was able to do a ton. But At least from what he saw from the whoop before, he's not too bad. But yo, Blue, my man, found a little bit of space. Maybe some neutrals. Spend that
Neutral
laser.
be way more.
Hunter if you have to.
Yeah, I don't know if Blue is worried about the Palutena Reflector like I talked about earlier, but they didn't use the Neutral B a lot in the last series either, and you've got to wonder how you can play a Star Fox character and not spam Neutral B like it's your only move, because that's such a crucial part of their kit to build this damage in these engagements. Now, Blue isn't going to get too framed on the engagement, but grab into back throw might kill some decent some decent directional input there. The Explosive Flame's going to miss, and finally, Blue puts away that first stock, so that's going to be positive for Bay State here. So if they do lose, if Blue isn't able to find this final stock, they're only down by 1. Blue sent into the left blast zone there, and for the first time, I believe, at all, NJCU has found themselves in the lead.
Yeah, this is the exact momentum shit that we were hoping for, and we're talking about previously as well, right? We mentioned how they will take any small victory and hits they can consistently get, and with that, with the Palutena coming on top, at least surviving the 1 stock, right? I'm sure should be able to at least get 1 up against the Wolf, but yet again, that's the biggest thing. As long as you get 1, you've already put your team up ahead and giving them the opportunity to be able to possibly with the comeback and take us the full 3 games.
Speaking of comeback, I believe it is going to be Myas in that anchor position again for Bay State, and you're in a tough spot because you have 3 stocks, you've got to get rid of 4, and if Hydra comes out the way they just did on Kalos, it's going to be a tall order. Myas bringing, I don't remember who Myas played last time. Would you happen to remember, Ravish, by chance?
I wanted Wolf, right? No?
Wolf, yes, it was.
Yeah,
Wolf. Thank you. Yeah, so Myas is going to be bringing out the Wolf. We just saw Falco didn't do too well, but even though they're from the same game, Wolf and Falco do have relatively different play styles. Falco and Fox are incredibly similar, but Wolf has a little bit of his own play style, a little bit of his own momentum. We've got to see if Myas can find the appropriate combos. I do know Myas likes that neutral B a lot more. I think that's going to go a really long way, especially because Hydra down to that 3rd and final stock. So if Myas can find that early, go into the last series of 3-3, Myas clutched it out last time. I'd have faith they could do that again. Smashville. First time we've seen Smashville today.
So along with the change up with the matches we've seen, along with the change up with the stage, I think Smashville could be really fun for the Palutena and Wolf matchup, right? But the Wolf, I find he cannot play the way that he did up against Zig. I want to see him play like a lot more hyper-aggressive because you saw the Wolf kind of just like bouncing around back and forth and waiting for the whip punishes. But here, up against Pal, you can't give her that space. You will die, or you will get Nair Train.
Absolutely. I would love to see the Nair Train happen again, and Wolf would be a pretty good contestant for it in the terms of he's going to go close for those combos. Palutena can find a little bit of an up smash into just Nair. Obviously, it's called the Nair Train for a reason, but that could really kill Wolf pretty early on. His recovery, all the Star Fox players' recoveries, not necessarily strong. So if Palutena can keep him off stage, it's going to work super well. But like you said, if Witch Doctor, or excuse me, it's not Witch Doctor, it's Myas. If Myas does, as we say in PC games, holds W and just gets up close and personal, slams into this Palutena, should be able to take her out pretty early. And it's going to be, of course, Hydra going for the stock takes, getting some fair gameplay, able to get that in. We'll see a taunt from the both of them, I assume. And then that's usually, the marker that the show is about to begin. Oh, neutral B immediately into deflect. A great read from Hydra there. Already has Myas up to 40% and climbing 57%, now making an appearance. Auto Reticle picks him up, and that is the stock. Hydra ripping Myas to shreds in the first 30 seconds.
Jesus H. Christ. Adios, me, Mohammedo. I've witnessed a murder on my screen. I'm calling 911, brother. That was not okay, but starting off with what you said before, that's what you have to be afraid of when playing any Star Fox characters up against the Palu, right? Getting deflected and then just getting torn down like that. So Witch Doctor has to feel a little bit under pressure considering he's already lost 1 stock and barely managed to touch Hydra.
Yeah, right before the game we were talking about, we want Myas to rush in and get super aggressive. But, maybe Hydra thought we were talking about him because Hydra just coming out the gate hot there. That stock, I mean, not a super crazy fast one, but a very impressive one. Nonetheless, we're going to see that Explosive Flame pick up more damage. A full stock in the lead is Myas, but Myas is the last player from Bay State. NJCU, they are looking to take us all the way to that 3rd and final series. Going to be able to find some value already. 107. Myas just has to find this stock. If he can keep 2, I think it's possible for Myas to turn this around and win for Bay State, but if they go into the final series with 1 stock, hell, if they go to the final series with 0 stocks, they're really going to be in a tough situation because there won't be a final matchup, right? It'll be NJCU walking away with a win right here, right now. Is that going to be it? Unfortunately not. 118 to 124. Myas missing the 2-frame as well. I don't think you could 2-frame the teleporting characters because they TP right into those invincibility frames. Grab, back throw,
no
and
way.
kill. Palutena's back throw is one of the strongest in the game, I believe, and Myas learning that, being on the wrong end of that stick, and now it's going to be 1-1. Myas has 1 stock to find 4.
Yeah, I think I can confidently say at this point, New Jersey has this. This was definitely their game to try to come back, this stock to win. Now, this is absolutely no point on Myas, but like, this is just me saying like, yo, Jersey as right now, momentum hugely in their favor, unless, and maybe, I mean, I'm saying just unless Hydra can just take him out. Maybe you can take him away, because you saw he can get touched before by a 1c6. Like, Myas is suddenly able to get close to him.
Yeah, Myas has found their footing perhaps a little bit too late. You've already taken 60%. You're getting danger close to a kill confirm area for Palutena. A great down air from Hydra. Goes for the double 2-frame. Isn't able to find either, and that spot dodge may cost Myas the game. However, the shield into dash attack will just barely find that elimination. Myas now moving into the 3rd and final game of the series. 1 stock to his name. It's not impossible, but Ravish, if we're being real, it is improbable.
No. Okay, fine. You know, fine. Okay. What's another word that's not, but that's in the middle of, that's the middle of really hard and impossible?
Tough.
All right. It's like super duper ultra mega tough.
Truly.
With how I'm currently perceiving it.
Gigamax and tough.
Yeah, exactly. Like level 99 boss tough. Because Myas right now, you were saying he was able to find his footing at just the other end, at just the tail end of the stock. But if he managed to keep 2 of those, then I'm thinking, yo, this is very much a possibility. But on just 1, I just did not see the performance previously from him that would kind of rectify and be like, yo, that he's playing like Anarchy. So perhaps we can, just kind of take it home. But he is the anchor for a reason. So I will suspend all belief and wait for him to just absolutely wow me.
Yeah, and Infinite, if we're assuming that New Jersey's bringing in the same roster they did, even though we have been told they have a couple more players they could bust out if they wanted to, yeah, it is going to be Infinite making the appearance. Infinite was on the wrong side of a 3 stock earlier today. Anarchy put them down in, I think, just shy of 2 minutes, so they're really going to be coming back with a bit of a vengeance. They want to show us what they've got here in the ECAC Grand Finals, and it is, I'm not going to say it's on the shoulders of Infinite, because realistically, this should be an easy matchup, but bringing out Ike, Infinite's looking to kill. He is here to kill a stock.
Yeah, he knows he has 1 mission in front of him. He has simply 1 task assigned to him. He's Solid Snake in every single series. Go in, get whatever, get whatever, like just the Metal Gear is, and get out and sit in the box. But you're fine. As he's up against the Ike, so that's something we haven't really seen before. But yeah, dude, Ike really knows how to take just 1 stock really well.
Yeah, Ike, more than probably any other character in the game, hits like a bus, and it always feels like it comes out of nowhere. He's fast, he's strong, and he is one of the easiest stock finders in the game. Him and Incineroar are both up there for finding stocks at crazy low percent. Incineroar has the strongest back throw in the game. I know that, kills under 100, and most of Ike's moves also do that, but can you get a kill if you can't touch your opponent? Already 70, 80 onto onto Infinite before he even finds a hit onto Myas, but now the grab probably into forward air. I'm surprised to not see a neutral be charged there on the return, but going to be able to find 36%, and that could be just enough. You've only got to find 1 stock. Myas really struggling now. It's going to be up to 70, that entire lead down the drain. A slow burn.
Trading hits back and forth in between them. I also realized I was muted for a little bit, though I'm back.
No worries, boss. It's going to be 86 to 92, and Myas, I think you were right a couple minutes ago, Ravish. There's just so few worlds where Myas comes in 3 stocks in Ike as Wolf, and already being at 94%, it's not impossible, but it is wildly unlikely this level 99 boss maybe able to find that stock in the blink of an eye, and that'll take us to a full and total series reset, 1 on the board for both teams. And it truly could go either way. I'm curious if Bay State is going to change their lineup in that 3rd series. But let's see if we get there first. Maybe Infinite gives us the absolute series, or maybe Myas, excuse me, gives us the absolute series of a lifetime. But that, again, is unrealistic.
Yeah, You know, perhaps is yeah, unrealistic might be the right word for it, but yeah, like you said, one stock, a definite possibility, right? But for now, I just has to just toss somebody out at 126. He's a swordy, so I think he just has to breathe on him, and they'll be launched off the screen.
Yeah, grab into up throw into short hop forward air would probably kill, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it would, to be honest. You'd have to be probably on the side of the stage, and the up throw may give you the boost you need to get that kill, but I mean, Myas is looking to take this down to 1-to-1 stock, and to see all this work come out from Myas, and, you know, if they end up losing this series, that'll be devastating because they are fighting absolute tooth and nail. It has been a hard journey to get here, but Myas is truly trying to show everyone here why they belong to be here, but that's all it takes. I believe there was an up tilt or possibly just an up smash from Infinite, who's going to be able to find that kill and take out BSC, Bay State losing Series 2, taking us all the way to that Series 3.
Yes, sir. And honestly, I would not want to have it any other way.
Absolutely.
Both these teams to the back and forth, they want to fight it out as much as possible. So, hey, let's get it popping here, my friend. We going to game 3.
We're going all the way to that third and guaranteed final series of the evening, as we did have it confirmed earlier tonight. This is not a best of 5. This is a best of 3, and I'm almost glad it is because if these players kept this up, we might be here for a very long time. But this best of 3 will come to an end in these next 9 players and their performances so far. And with the way NJCU has been very hot and cold, they've shown us both sides of the coin they present. I'm curious if they're going to be able to carry this momentum forward into Series 3, where Bay State, they came out really strong, but it felt like they might have been running a sprint instead of a marathon, and they may pay the price for that in just a little bit. I believe we're going to be throwing it to another break before we hop into that final series, so we'll see you folks right back here in just a couple of minutes for the final series, the final series of the Grand Finals. Don't go far.
Brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
And welcome back for the third and final series of the evening. We've got, a nail-biter of a series on our hands, to be sure. NJCU taking Series 2, not quite by the skin of their teeth, but getting maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Bay State was able to walk away with that first series. Myas just barely clutching it out, and I'm sure, they're twice as glad they did, because this would have been a 2-0, and we would have been sent home already. But jumping into this third and final series, we know that Blue will be making an appearance on the side of Bay State. The player on the side of NJCU has not been confirmed yet.
Yeah, and I remember when we found out about this too, we're thinking like, okay, so just keep on switching up as to who's going to come in first, second, and third. So if what I presume is correct, I'm assuming they're more than likely going to have Anarchy in the anchor position as right now, because they're thinking, okay, they'll try to get as many stocks as possible and try to get as many characters as possible and leave Anarchy to try to do as much cleaning up with what's left. And along the way, if they could possibly, also just manage to somehow take out the Kazuya player as well, then, things might look a little bit up. But for Bay State, if they find Anarchy second and suddenly he's gone and done so, then, New Jersey might be looking real good to take this home.
Yeah, both these teams, they're 1 series away, but I have to agree with you, Ravish. It feels like New Jersey is truly in the favored momentum right now. They were very dominant across the majority of that last series that we saw, the middle one there, Series 2. And if they can carry that momentum into Series 3, things will really be looking up for them. And it's twice as funny that second series was so beneficial for them, because they lost what we thought their best player was. Zig went down early on that Kazuya to Anarchy, and then between Hydra and Infinite, they were able to clutch it out and walk away victorious. I really cannot wait for this third and final series, because I think there's possibility for it to go either way, but I think New Jersey might have this one.
It's, you know what? If you think so, then, I'm going to go the other side. I like to keep things a little bit spicy. So, I'm gonna say Bay State probably got it. I'm thinking that first game synergy is gonna carry them through it, and it's Blue versus Hydra. We saw how it went last time, Sep. I don't know.
back on PS2 as well, and Blue did not have the best luck last time. That, my friends, is what we call the Nair train, able to hit 3 in a row into what I believe was a forward air, 64%, before Blue is able to land anything, but Blue already looking for those classic Falco combos. A great dodge, caught out by that back air, unfortunately. The side B in, trying to get a little bit of a combo started into down air, into, I think that was forward air. Oh, there it is, going to be a great turnaround, but not quite that kill confirmed. Blue takes the lead. Now, can they find that stock they've been looking for? This has been the part where Blue always starts to struggle.
Yeah, because I don't believe we actually seen Blue like come up with the lights confirms this. Okay, man, to survive, but for how much longer? There we go. Gets to the recovery, but Hydra playing a beautiful edge guard game. There we go. Does he manage to let him see the stage? But 83%, a pretty decent start coming out from this Falco, though. But we were saying before, Hydra playing super aggro. Finally manages to land a couple of really solid aggressive hits. But let's see, Blue, no! He just gets turned around or on. Just gets turned on again and again.
Yeah, just constantly getting turned on there, and it's really been kind of a sign for Blue's playstyle that maybe this Falco needs to be labbed just a little bit more. We see some great combos, some great coordination, but kill confirms are obviously the most important part of this game, and it seems that Blue just unfortunately cannot find any. Hydra is going to be able to find an explosive flame kill off the top blast zone. And if Blue gets 3-stocked right now, it's going to be really tough for BSC to turn this around.
Tough indeed, my friend, but I find that tough is what Bay State chews in the morning. All they got is nails, and they eat it with orange juice. So now I'm not too sure how that would taste, but I know for one thing they're tough enough to get into the salty spittoon. That's the kind of toughness that I'm looking for here as Blue.
That's pretty tough, right?
Manages to get their first stock. But what more can they see as they're at 73 and oh man, oh no, oh we.
Blue might get JV3 to be our first JV of the evening, which would be exciting, but definitely not exciting for BSC. A great attack there coming out from Hydra to keep this momentum open, but nothing going to be happening off the back quite yet. Dash attack probably into Explosive Flame will kill off the top blast zone. Blue just blown to absolute smithereens before our very eyes, and Hydra only losing 1 stock in the process. So, I mean, we're currently looking at a team that is up 8-6 in terms of stocks. New Jersey, they are looking mighty fine.
Mighty fine indeed, my friend. Looking clean 100%. If that is one way to start things off solid, that is the way to do it. Only losing 1 stock, as Palutena has definitely shifted from games 2 and 3.
Absolutely.
It's like a whole new player with how much more they're able to do, because you saw with the Palu before. I don't even think I saw them put out like a single neutral beat almost the entire time, but hey, this time, like, yo, they're getting off some really solid hits, so I'm really excited considering, firstly, that's the who could be next, so that's the real question.
Yeah, that question will be answered by the beautiful voice in our ears. It's going to be Anarchy. You called it. Anarchy right in the middle of the pack here, trying to make up for any lost ground that may be lost by that first player, which unfortunately Blue wasn't able to find the footing they needed. But to jump back moments ago, Anarchy 3-stocked this Palutena in the first set. Palutena wins in the second set. You know, Anarchy had already been down to a single stock by then. So statistically, Anarchy walks away from this. But the question isn't, will Anarchy win? The question is, if they do, how many stocks can they walk away with? If Anarchy is able to 3-stock, then give us a complete and total roster reset. But even 1 stock being taken by Hydra here is enough to keep New Jersey in the lead.
Yeah, just 1 is more than a possibility, especially for the Palutena. But I don't believe we've been able to see this new Palu that, you know, come on forward like that. But state selection underway. As you get on into it, I believe we should be going over to Small Battlefield. Yes, we are. Okay, there we go.
Very nice indeed. Small Battlefield is going to be a map that we talked about. Palutena, absolute powerhouse on this stage. She doesn't exactly cover the entire thing, but she covers enough of it to make it really hard to engage. Now, Greninja, a slight advantage. He can play off stage. I'd say he's in the middle of the pack in terms of being able to do that. Not great at it, not horrible at it, but playing off stage at all could be beneficial here against Palutena. It's getting back onto the stage. That's going to be the hard part. Let's see if Anarchy is going to be able to run away with this 1 stock advantage. So a 3-stock, even more like, you know, maybe a 2-stock, but you get the point. And not losing a stock is the true important part for Anarchy. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. A great starter combo, drops it mid-air, so only going to be able to find 25%, and that is immediately flipped around by Hydra here.
Yeah, managed to get the first nair though, so but still from there, getting the consecutive half of that is the most important part, as they managed to get the stock percentage here yet again. from here. So Hydra, right? We see making up for a little bit more than was expecting. To Anarchy to come right in front of them would have been to land a huge hit to knock them on the stage and get the stock right away, only at around 60% though. But Hydra right now has to be thinking, okay, all right, this guy was clearly not as tough as he was before, but he's still looking fine. Yo, by the way, Seb, you ever thought about how Greninja just like licks the air the entire time?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of some weird business going on there. He's a bit of a weird guy, but I mean, hey, if it works, right? And it looks like it's going to be working well enough for Hydra, able to keep things tied up at that 2-2. And like we talked about, finding even that one stock keeps your team in the lead in terms of stocks, you know, assuming that Hydra loses this and Anarchy walks away with 2. But Hydra's got 1 stock left. That is plenty of time to eliminate that Greninja off the side of the stage. Wow, though, Anarchy able to pick up a 36% combo out the gate. 36 immediately going to be not quite equalized, but pretty darn close from Hydra here, who's already gotten this Greninja up to 23, make it 31, only a 5% difference.
Yeah, Anarchy as of right now has to be able to take their stock in a pretty decided manner, because something as crew battle, right? He's have to stay alive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Like, I didn't know that I should stop.
The caster curse coming tried and true right there. Unfortunately, Anarchy losing that second stock, but Hydra down to that third and final. A great combo there, 84%, but 84 is not going to kill quite yet. And these percentages that, you know, Hydra lands don't necessarily matter in terms of you don't have to reset full percent. So as long as Anarchy wins with a stock just like that, they get to keep that third and final stock. Right now, we're looking at 6 to 4 stocks. NJCU still in the lead. But the question is, for how much longer? We're going to have to see if Anarchy can do anything with that final stock.
So not in a possible situation. We've seen Anarchy in this position before, but the last time we did, they were actually up against Ziglet. Sorry, not against. They're up against the Kazuya. Sorry.
Yes.
So
Ziglet, you're right.
And from there, is it Ziglet? No,
Same
actually,
guy.
Ziglet.
Same guy.
Okay, all right, cool. See, look, my brain's switching things up at this point. The point is that Fist guy up against Tongue Licker, right? It's just like this. Things did not go well for him. And if my assumptions are correct, I want to say that Ziglet will be next on the list here.
It would make the most sense, honestly. I really think it would, because Hydra, you know, it looks like both teams chose to put their anchor in the middle if Ziglet is going to be the one to make an appearance. But there's also players from NJCU we haven't seen yet. Now, will we see them at all? You know, who knows? Did NJCU show up with their best 3 already? Most likely, this is a grand final, right? You want to try to win as seamlessly as possible. But a swap right now could really throw Bay State off their game. To throw in somebody that hasn't been seen before up to this point could be the curveball that NJCU needs to slam that final nail into Bay State's coffin.
Yeah, it's just small steps away from possibly taking everything here. Just a couple more matches, perhaps even the next 10 minutes could possibly decide everything as of right now between these players. And remember, friends, like, you know, that's we do also have the interview coming up too after this as well. So I would be really interested to see what the Winners might have to say, considering the back and forth game we've had. Like, what's going on in these players' mind? It was about to be fascinating with the amount of adaptations they've had to make just in terms of their roster and just their lineups.
Yeah, 100%. I think you made a great point there, Rev. Just nobody, whoever we get to interview, nobody gets to join and say, oh, that was easy. These teams, they are fighting tooth and nail right now, as close can be. Luigi? Hello? I'm pretty sure Zig just brought out Luigi, and
Oh well, that's unfortunate. But that's okay. I'm sure we'll be unmuted in just a second. I think
that was a great point, Ravish. Personally, I feel the exact same way, and I'm sad that nobody can hear us if they truly can't, because I love Luigi and I think he's so much fun, and I want everyone to know that.
Pasta, rigatoni, and pizza sauce.
Hey everybody, welcome back. No idea how long we've been muted, but we're happy to be here. It's going to be Ziglet busting out a Luigi when you least expect one. It looks like it may be working out pretty well. Anarchy's goal right now, find even a single stock, because if Zig goes into the next set with all three, I think NJCU's got this one in the bag. Anarchy, though, started really strong, was really struggling, and turns it around as I'm talking about it, able to find that momentum and flip it right back on its head. But 113, theoretically, you've got to find 2 more stocks. It's not impossible, especially for Anarchy, but by golly, is it tough.
I mean, I think it is super duper Mamma Mia type of tough here, fam, because Ziglet right now should be fine, but wait, no, there we go. Just a couple more seconds. Still managed to get a stock out of him, but it's the Luigi that comes out that you're thinking like, okay, he just wants to get him out there. He doesn't want to bring out the Kazuya. So, had to get to the next, I believe he has to stick with Luigi, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you do have to stick with the character that you picked in this rotation. So, we might not get Kazuya this time. We just get Luigi all the way through, going up against the Wolf. Interessante.
Interessante indeed, Rev. And I'm really curious to see if the Luigi... I'm going to say, hold on, before any theorizing, Luigi and Kazuya? What a weird character pool to have. Those characters have nothing in common. So for Zig to bust out a Luigi and a Kazuya back-to-back, because, Luigi's a bit more of a grappler. We saw the plungers. I called him a plunger player. You go kind of with that combo pace. Kazuya, you just hit the funny fist and you get kills. So that... What a weird dynamic. What a weird juxtaposition between these two characters.
It's a really big word that you just said right there. You see, this is why you went to college yourself. You go ahead and prove to everybody. They're like, yo, I'm out here studying for exams and I'm writing essays just to meet the word count. I respect it.
It is. To be fair, it sounds way more complicated than it is. It just means 2 very different things being compared. I don't know why they couldn't call it something simpler. I don't know why they had to throw an X in there, but say la vie.
Hey, how about a comparison? This is just like... Just say that.
Yeah,
like,
why you gotta say juxtaposition? Who thought that was a good idea? I can't.
What are you, a lawyer?
It's going to be interesting to talk about comparisons, though. I believe the third player most likely making an appearance for Bay State is going to be Myas, right? Who's been that anchor all 3 times. Now, last time Myas and Ziglet went up in this exact scenario, Myas was able to clutch out that win, but. This is Luigi. It's not Kazuya. And maybe Myas knows the Luigi matchup a little bit better. Maybe they know it worse. And we just got information. Myas is making a choice. That's all I can say for right now. We don't want to spoil or give anything away, but Myas is going to be making a fascinating choice, whether that be the stage choice or maybe there's a character swap incoming. Maybe Myas isn't that third and final player for the side of Bay State, but something that I'm going to say is unexpected is about to happen, and I'm really curious how this is going to affect not only Bay State, but how is it going to catch New Jersey off guard as well.
Because you do have to remember that this is it for Bay State right now. It is only Myas left, like you mentioned. And for New Jersey, they still have 1 more player left. They still got 3 more stocks left to go. So I believe around, 5 stocks is total as of right now that Myas has to go through.
3. So
this is tough. So they're going to have to go through this one absolutely almost unscathed.
They're going to have, I mean, maybe they can lose 1 stock and clutch out, right? Like, maybe they're able to clutch out 5, only losing 1 in this situation, go to the next one 3v2, and carry it further on. But that's unlikely. You want to have as many stocks as possible, but that also calls for Myas to 2 stock against Ziglet, who has not had a game yet where he hasn't taken at least 1 and taken as many as 3. We've seen that already, so it's going to be very hit or miss. Luigi, like you said, I believe he has to stick to that Luigi pick, so it's going to be interesting if that Luigi's able to find the combos that Ziglet was so obviously looking for last game. You can 0 to death with Luigi pretty fast depending on the character's weight.
Like we were saying before, Luigi is definitely an interesting choice. And this is what we're talking about in terms of interesting choice. It's going to be the Cloud coming out.
Yeah.
Beside a Bay State. And up against Luigi, might be a little bit tough, but this is what they had in the pocket. Bay State pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, I mean, the Cloud is going to be a good choice here. I truly think so. If you're able to charge with that limit and Cloud, very similar to Ike, as I said earlier, one of those characters that, I mean, the guy hits like a truck, especially with that limit break. I mean, it kills it like 40, depending on character's weight. It is absolutely absurd. And he's going to go for the slow charge, the short hop slow charge kind of strategy, because the longer you stand still, the more likely you are to get true comboed by Luigi. And of course, nobody wants that. Now, that's assuming Zig knows those true combos, which we haven't really seen him make an appearance yet. I loved that 2-frame into down air. That would have killed Cloud, but he unfortunately missed the down air, which gave him time to recover and find his way back. Myas, though, I think playing too slow right now, needs to go for anything because he has already taken 60%. There's going to be one hit, but the true perfect hitbox up B coming out from Zig there. Already going to find a stock on a Myas. NJCU, they are looking to have this one in the bag. That was the beginning of a true 0-to-death Luigi combo, but it looks like he was going to drop it. Zig not able to find it, but already Myas 50% and a perfect parry into another up B from Zig. He is going to take out 78% on Myas here.
Ziglet is an absolute monster in this game right now. He just keeps landing every single hit that is possible. His Cloud so far has seen out of his element, but Myas is, although full charge, he can't do nothing. Lands a good hit, but from the neutral B, what more can you do for him? Your charge is done, so you still haven't been able to get anything more off of that. And Zig right now is only at 63. If he gets one more stock here, Bay State is on the ropes.
Yeah, and I'm currently looking through a Cloud matchup chart, and Luigi's actually in Cloud's win column. So this is supposed to be an easier matchup for a Cloud player here, but it's the way Zig is just relentless, clearly ruthless. Like I said, a menace on this Luigi right now. If I had to guess, this was Zig's character before Kazuya was introduced to the game. You can see that in the play style. This is not a haha funny swap. This is I'm going back to my tried and true. I'm sticking to my roots, and we are coming in hot here. Zig 80%, second stock. Myas, the final stock for Bay State on the table right now, and Myas is going to have to give us just an absolute impossible hero run to turn this around for Bay State.
And if it has to be anybody, it is going to be Cloud. It is going to be Cloud, right? He said, this is the hero that we all possibly might need and deserve. Nice. There's that tip from the sword to get the actual stock, but he's at 71 right now. And Ziglet, considering all these beautiful 2-frame hits he's been landing, I don't know what more he's about to do. Is he gonna flush it with that plunger, or will he be the one being flushed?
Yeah, Witch Doctor, if they play their cards right here, Myas can combo Ziglet and take them offline, but we've got to remember this is not the final player for NJCU. Myas has to go through 3 more stocks. That's assuming he wins this one, and Ziglet is certainly not going to let that happen easily. I'm looking for an up B here, 122%. That limit's still not going to be charged up. I mean, Myas is going to have to go for, like I called it earlier, an absolute hero play, like an absolute protagonist, anime, plot armor hero play right now. Going to be able to dodge that up air, or that up smash, excuse me. That neutral B comes out into plunger, a dash attack, going to be able to find some momentum, but do we see a down air spike? Nothing going to happen quite yet. That 2-frame dodged out. Zig not going for the up B once again. That limit almost there, but Myas just can't get it over that 99% hump. Let's see if it's going to be that lineup now. Ziglet is going to... Oh, my goodness. Misses it. He drops it. 136 limit. Full charge. Can Myas be the hero they need? He lands the limit, but just does not have the knockback on it. This could be the final hour for Bay State. An up smash, though, not going to do it.
Not right now, but things continue to get tense. He gets the tip. He gets it. He stays alive for now. Myas saving the day, but with only 1 stock left to go. He has to do something, bro. He's got to pull out like literally all the stops to manage to stay alive, bro. Ooh, but he did it. He's okay for now.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very tough situation because I'm assuming we're going to be seeing Infinite once again. Last time we saw them in this exact situation, Infinite had 3 stocks, Myas had 1, and Infinite made quick work of Myas. Now, of course, the swap this time, Myas on the Cloud, that changes things up a little bit. Cloud's obviously a little bit heavier than what we've been seeing so far, and I truly want to see Myas take this all the way. I'd love to go all the way to a last stock, last hit scenario where it all comes down to the final 5 seconds of the game, and all these players can walk away knowing, you know, they took it as far as they possibly could. And yeah, Infinite hopping in the lobby now. It all comes down to this, Rev. There's no other way to say it, man. It is going to be 3 stocks to 1. NJCU, they are 1 elimination away from walking away with that Grand Finals championship.
It all comes down to this. The final hour for both of these players. Myas looking to be the hero for his team. And on the other end, we're looking at NJCU. They had such a strong start, and they want a strong finish. One stock stands in their way, but for Myas, it is 3, but so much more.
Yeah, this is going to be... I mean, Myas has to go absolute Super Saiyan here. Unlock his 6th chakra, whatever he needs to do. I mean, it comes down to these next, maximum 7 minutes on which one of these players walks away, helping their team, guaranteeing their team, rather, that grand finals win. And I'm terrified for Myas right now, because going into a 3-1 deficit is obviously going to be a bit of a mental boom. You have to go in, clean slate, GG, go next. Every hit could be your last. Myas needs to do the impossible right here, right now.
I mean, not impossible, remember, friend, improbable.
Improbable, absolutely.
It is simply just the improbable that he has to accomplish, but on which stage? And we're back again with the Joker. I actually forgot that this was a character that we saw previously, considering how long ago. This was like our first match that we saw, like right at the beginning. Yeah, it was gone so quick, but hey. All right, let's see Infinite. Homie, let's see what you got.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about that. When Infinite brought out this Joker, he got 3-stocked in like a little shy of 2 minutes. So we know it's possible. We know the Joker may not be the cleanest, but we also know Anarchy's one of the strongest players we've seen tonight. So Myas has to live up to that Anarchy name. Almost a shield break, but Infinite had the download, knew that wasn't going to crack through the shield quite yet, and already we're seeing the play style difference. Infinite going for the poke damage, the little plays, and then rushing in immediately after them has Myas to 44, and Myas hasn't even gotten within 15 feet of Infinite yet, 13 to 62. Infinite trying to make quick work of this remaining Bay State player.
But maybe trying to make quick work is not as easy as it seems when your opponent is not letting you land a single hit on them. We're talking audio 96, but Infinite, too, kind of waking up a little bit more than what we saw previously in the Greninja matchup. Playing space beautifully, also almost already has Arsene. A couple more hits then in the way at 115. Witch Doctor, gotta make something happen now, but Infinite is chilling.
Infinite is chilling indeed, and Myas, you have the rage of being at 125, but you also have the disadvantage of when that Arsene shows up, he's going to flip you on the rib cage and fold you like a lawn chair. So this is going to be a really difficult situation to do anything with, and Infinite makes, I mean, quick work. Absolutely amazing, arguably flawless gameplay from him against a Cloud player like that. There truly was so little Myas could have done in that engagement. Joker had the range, he had the speed, he had the damage, and he had everything he needed in his deck to just beat that Cloud into oblivion.
With that being said, I believe that is about it. New Jersey takes it home after a very, very rough beginning to game number 1. Game 2, we saw them come back in a huge way. In game 3, was just a sight to behold. And with them taking home the finals, we were talking about before about the players' mindset. We'll be able to hear from them soon. Hear that right, Seth?
Yeah, I believe we're going to get the chance to interview somebody from the side of NJCU in just a couple of minutes, but we're going to throw it to a short break before then so we can pull the player in, get them ready for the interview. So we'll be right back here with our final interview post-grand finals in just a couple of minutes, folks. Don't go far. It's going to be a good one.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
The evening, believe it or not, already over. This is crazy because it feels like we're done very quickly, but we went all the way to the end of a third series. Either way, I'm Septilence, joined by Ravish, and we have Ziglet here with us in audio. He doesn't have a webcam, but he's here for the interview anyway. Ziglet, how are you, my friend? You walk away with a rather close grand finals victory, but you walk away with the 2-1 set that, thanks almost entirely to Infinite there at the end. It was a 3v1. You guys put in the work. You know how it goes, a team-based effort. But how do you feel?
Yeah, man, because like looking at the entire series, like because right from the get-go, you saw just that Greninja was like really dealing with y'all cases, and like I found people okay, wow, because I was thinking like, wait, what's really going on over here? But like y'all did manage to actually adapt and go forward. But from that, speaking of adaptation, talk to me a little bit about that change that you had going from the Kazuya to Luigi, because like I love the Kazuya, you were dominating on that, but then you were like, yo, it's time, it's suddenly plunger time.
Oh. I knew it.
Aww. Well, hey man, you really showed up and put on a fantastic performance. I personally love the Kazuya. Kazuya is one of my favorite characters, and I love seeing the show though, so I respect it. Luigi, not so much, because I think I just say on stream, I definitely have had my case dealt with by Luigi on FD, but hey, I digress. Y'all went out there and did your thing, and I'm glad you could show up for your final game.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's going to make us super glad when we get to redo this whole interview because Ziglet was not heard on stream. So we're going to keep talking about him like he's not here until this audio issue is figured out, and then we'll get right back to this interview. But yeah, we're going to try to get that figured out in just a moment. But just so we're not sitting here dead air on stream, we do want to talk about Ziglet was letting us know. We can kind of let you guys know as well. This was his final game with the school. He is a senior. That's part of the reason he's here in the interview. So he really put it all out on the table today, finding probably tied for the most stocks of the evening. A lot of players between him and that Greninja on the opposing team. A lot of stocks between the two of them, but it was definitely an honor to have Ziglet here, of course, and hopefully we're gonna have an interview with him in just a minute.
Yeah, and I believe as he was explaining to us, like he plays Luigi a lot. So Sep, you're right. It's not just something that's just transferable in terms of the juxtaposition that is possible. Man. In terms of the two characters, as we, look at them a little bit of between left and right. So, although not necessarily a one-to-one status, still something that is definitely possible due to your perceived, calculations
Yeah,
essentially.
I had a good hunch that Luigi was his main beforehand because Luigi and Kazuya share absolutely zero things in common. I think Kazuya is a much more I'm hesitant to say this, but Kazuya requires a lot more mental fortitude in terms of knowing what's coming up next constantly. You've kind of used the C stick as a they always call it like the 1 through 9 kind of deal. I don't know. I've never played Tekken, but like you know how most fighting games go with the 1 through 9 inputs. So you kind of have to play him similar to some Shotos and Smash, where you have to use certain inputs and combos to perform certain moves. Where Luigi, his moves are the same no matter which buttons you hit, right? As long as you're hitting that button, you're gonna get the move you're looking for. So a lot of difference there. But Kazuya, I would say, also easier to kill with than Luigi. If you're dropping, crazy Luigi 0 to deaths, that's one thing. But overall, Luigi's kill confirms definitely harder to land, or to land as consistently as Kazuya, who can just uppercut you at 60 and kill you center stage.
Indeed, my friend, it's something that we've seen happen, right? And considering with just the consistent stunts that we saw them go for, or as you say within Tekken, right? Going for the consistent, just the Mishima dashes that are there for themselves, which and landing those electrics can be so deadly. But for now, I think we're just we might be able to figure things out here. But Ziglet, are you able to communicate with us, sir?
I think we're going to throw it to a super short break. We're going to try to get this audio issue figured out because interviewing somebody you guys can't hear is pointless. So we're going to throw it to a super short break. We're going to get Ziglet's audio figured out. We'll be right back for the real interview. Get pranked, everybody. Just kidding. We're going to figure out some tech issues. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 wrists. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be.
Well, hey, again, everybody. Thank you so much for all of your patience today. We've had a lot of tech issues in the back line, but we believe we have got this one figured out. We're going to run back this interview like it never happened. I'm Septilent, that's Ravish, and we are still joined by the wonderful Ziglet, who has stood by our side valiantly while we got these tech issues figured out. So, Ziglet, let me ask you again, my friend, you know, a 2-1 victory here, your final kind of hurrah with the team. You guys walk away with a valiant effort there in Series 3 to find that win. How does that win feel? Grand Finals, you guys are on top.
It feels great because we've been working really hard this season to just win. We were close last season, but we actually came short. But now, you know, the fact that we won is great. We've been working really hard on this, practicing every week. A lot of different, different matches, different leagues. Yeah, it's, to say the least, it's great to feel. It's a great feeling.
And honestly, it was very well deserved. Like I think you mentioned before, how this is a very, very stressful game for a lot of you guys, right? Yeah. So just talk to me a little bit about now. I know we talked about how you were Illumine, right? So, but just in general, in terms of the adaptations that y'all made, y'all made a lot of changes in terms of overall order, but for game 1, 2, and 3. So talk to me a bit more about those and how you guys really kind of rallied under all that pressure.
So we had a bad start, just straight up game 1. We weren't expecting Greninja to go up first, and we've actually played this college before, and the Greninja turned it up to 11. Wow, he played so much better. You know, props to him, by the way. But we were not expecting, the change of play style coming from the Greninja. So we had to adapt very hard to him. And I actually did the best out of everyone on the team initially against the Greninja. And I was on a mission to just win this career battle. So we kind of changed up our rotations a lot, trying to see what worked. And ultimately, as we were talking about in the voice call, it was actually kind of like a game of chess. Where we were trying to pick, who are we supposed to pick versus, Anarchy and, the rest of their team. It was stressful.
I think stressful is a good word for it. You got to talk a little bit more about that during the interview where nobody could hear you but us. But I mean, stress, I'm sure, was the name of the game. You guys unfortunately lose Series 1 just by, a hair, the last hit scenario. But Series 2 and 3, you guys absolutely woke up. And you just talked about this a moment ago, but to give credit to Hydra as well, who got, 3 stocked in the first series, and then 2 and 3 was on a reign of terror all his own. So truly some great efforts. And I want to ask, to hype yourself up a little bit more, because this was your final game with the team. Do you think they are going to be as impactful, as powerful without this insane Pocket Kazuya to save them in those tight situations?
NJCU is going to be well off without me there. They are a strong group of individuals there. And I do not doubt if, they go on to be one of the best colleges in the league after I'm gone. They're going to be definitely picking up new players after I'm gone too. They're going to be practicing just as much. They're going to be getting new coaching. It's going to be great. I do not have any doubts for NJCU. They're an amazing team with amazing players and amazing people.
A wonderful thing to hear. Absolutely fantastic to hear. And, Ziglet, before we let you go, because it has, we've run this pretty late into the evening, but a simple question, one that pulls us out of the game a little bit. Is there anybody you just want to give a general shout out or a thank you to while we've got you here with us?
I want to give a shout out to my partner. Honestly, it's been very, very stressful for these past couple of weeks, and things have been really hard for, everybody. And she's been the one who's been, keeping me motivated, keeping me, ready to go. And I also want to give a shout out to, honestly, the rest of my teammates. A lot of new people that I met over there that, were phenomenal people, and they made me want to play more for NJCU than ever before. And I'm just really glad to have the people I have in my life.
Absolutely fantastic. Very well said as well. A beautiful thing to hear. But Ziglet, thank you so much for all of your fantastic games and plays and even these interviews that you've brought to us this season. It has been nothing but a pleasure to see you make it all the way to these grand finals. And let your teammates know as well. You know, a huge congratulations. You guys are walking away the absolute top dogs here at the ECAC.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for this interview. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. And with that, folks, not only does it bring Ziglet's, run to an end, but ours as well. This was the grand finals game. So, Ravish, if there's anything else you've got to say, I think I'm ready to bring it home.
Smash is cool. I like fighting games. Thank you all for watching, and please don't play Pac-Man. That's all.
All right, so Ravish, he's got all his markers lined up. I agree. As an ex-Pac-Man player, I'm going to ask the same. Please don't play Pac-Man. Play something else. But, my friends, it has been an absolute pleasure. I know Ravish and I have a blast every time we get to do this. A huge shout-out, of course, to K-Tad, to Colton, to Wombology for being able to be here tonight, to all of our co-casters, Kilomiles and Halloran as well. They've been, there when Ravish and I weren't able to be. So a huge shout out to all of them and everybody in the back line that makes all of this possible. A huge shout out to all of the teams and the players and everybody that we got to interview and watch grow and win and improve. It's been an incredible season. And honestly, I'm devastated to see it come to an end, but all great things must. So for the time being, check your posture, drink some water, and don't forget to love each other. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Real big, I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.